Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Hepzibah and I currently work as a full-time consultant at a consulting firm. I've been doing this for about 4 years and I get a lot of questions in my day-to-day about what I do for work, if I like it, do I think it's worth it, do I hate it, do I hate my job, stuff like that. And so I wanted to do a video answering that or explaining why I think it's worth it because my answer to that question is yes, I do like my job. I do think that going into a consulting career is worth it. I do have a few disclaimers I want to give before getting into everything. First is that I'm not a career obsessive person. Like, I'm not the business school poster child of someone who wants to, like, wanted to be a consultant, wants to go MBB, wants to be like such a corporate go getter, wants to go get her MBA, and like, I don't know, whatever, like, people typically think. I think when people see this type of video, like, that's who they think is coming to talk to them. That's just not me. And so when I talk, like, I think it'll make sense why I have certain views that I have. The second thing is I'm sharing from my personal experience. That's my experience is what I know. I know so many people have different experience. I have friends who work at the same place that have had different experiences than I have. And so this is coming from what I have experienced. That's all I can fully, well, not all, that's pretty much what I can vouch for or what I can speak to, what I have experienced. And so keep that in mind. Like, I know that some people have experiences that are opposite of mine, where they hate it, where it's worse. And I think it's so valid what they've experienced. So I'm not coming and saying like, oh, I like it and like everybody should like it, or that everybody who hates it is wrong, or that they just couldn't do it. Like, again, I'm not a corporate girl boss. I don't take pride in having a job that is suffering and like I think that makes me better. No, I just like, no, I'm sharing from my experience, and mine just has been just leans more positive. Third thing, not every consulting firm is the same. Like, consulting is so broad and every company is different. So I've experienced one firm and I've only experienced it for almost 4 years. That's, in the grand scheme of things, like, that's not the longest amount of time. So yeah, those are my disclaimers. I just wanted to say that before getting into it because I think that would just make me feel better about everything. So let's get right into it. Starting off, I get a lot of questions. What is consulting? Consulting firms provide guidance in many different ways to clients to solve problems that clients are experiencing or to execute work that the client may not have the resources to. For example, a consulting firm might develop a growth strategy for a company who is struggling and they don't really know what to do. And so it helps to have someone from the outside come in and assess what's going on and then tell them what to do. A client could need help building an app and they don't have the skills to do it, or don't have the money to do it, or they need an entirely new technology system, or that, like, they're a small company, or the type of labor that they have cannot fill that need. And so instead of bringing on and hiring a whole new team of people, they bring people who can do it really well already to do that thing. And those people that do it really well are the consultants that are brought in. Why did I choose consulting? I chose consulting because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my career. From the moment I went to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I left college having a better idea of, like, oh, I knew more what I liked, but not necessarily that didn't have one perfect career that I could see myself going into. I said, "Oh my gosh, maybe I should do consulting." And so that's why I did consulting. And so now I'm here. I do have such a better idea of what I want to do now with my career, and it's still very closely aligned with the consulting. So that's also why I'm really glad that I did it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew that consulting was a good career. I learned about it from my freshman year. I knew about it in college. I went to a really good undergrad business school, so I got exposed to a lot early, which I'm really grateful for. So I heard about consulting from when I was a freshman, and I ended up doing internships at a bank. I went the finance route, but I didn't like that. And so by the time I was a junior, I was like, oh, like, I did my junior year internship. I was like, I'm not going back to that bank. I don't want to do that. I was like, okay, let me just try consulting and let me see. And so that's why I chose it. And I always heard that consulting was good for people that didn't know what they wanted to do, because it would help you figure out what you wanted to do, because it exposed you to every industry, different type of work. You can gain new skills, you can learn and just grow in whatever avenue that you want, and it gives you more time. And so that's why I chose it. I felt like it was perfect for me because I also knew I did like strategy. I knew I liked problem solving. I knew I liked telling people what they should do with their life slash project slash business. So I want to get into the actual reasons why I do think it's worth it. So that's why I chose it personally, like, at the time in 2021. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I decided in 2021. That's so crazy. I want to get into why right now 5 years later, I think that it is worth it to do. The first thing, like I explained before, consulting is so broad, and because it's so broad, you can have any background with it. It's not tied to a specific major. Like I was a finance major, then I switched to marketing, and I don't use either one of those in my job. It really is for anyone. You don't worsen your chances because you decided to major in something else, or if you have a background in healthcare, you have a background in science, or you have a background in tech and want to pivot, it's all possible to still get into consulting. It's so broad that everyone offers value with whatever knowledge that you have, which I think is really cool. Reason number two, I think it's worth it. It gives you time to figure out your career. When I came in, I didn't have as much vision as I do now of what I want to do with my career. It helped me know what I didn't like. It helped me know the type of work that I do like and gave me time to figure out what industry I really do want to work in. Outside of my job, I just matured as a person and got more vision about my life. And because I'm at this job and the job had so many perks and benefits that also developed me as a professional, I don't feel like the time was wasted. So even though my job doesn't correlate to what I want to do in the future, this still feels like the 4 years I've been here were the time was put to such good use. Yeah, that's why I think if you're gonna do a job that's sort of like filler for you to figure out what you wanna do, it's also it's really, really, really good for that because it's not a waste of time. Not to say that other like, I'm trying to think of a career I would feel like I wasted my time at if I chose it. I could probably think of some that would be a waste of time, and this just doesn't feel like that, so I'm really grateful that I chose something that gave me was just a good use of time to still figure out myself. Okay, the next reason that I think that consulting is worth it is that the benefits are good when you work at a big company. Like, that is just the honest truth. The benefits are typically better. Not it's obviously not a black and white thing because I know some big companies don't treat their employees as well, even though it's such a big company and they make billions of dollars. But I'm really grateful that I work for a big firm because honestly, the benefits are good. That's I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Things like PTO, things like pay, things like insurance, things like, random company perks, honestly make the job better or make having the job better, and that is a valid reason. I think if one of your reasons is because of the benefits, yes, because if you can hate a job because the benefits are good, I can you can like a job because the benefits are good. I will say that sometimes with consulting, some benefits are not as like, they don't become as worth it if they're overworking you like crazy. But for me, I haven't had a crazy experience where I've been overworked for months and months on end to where it feels like I'm making $1 per hour because of how many hours I'm working. So again, I've had like a good experience that the benefits can still be worth it. Fourth reason why I think that this career has been worth it for me is because I haven't had a terrible work-life balance experience. I've had a pretty good experience. Yes, there's been time where I've had to work late. And yes, there's been a few weekends where I've had to work. But overall, like when I look at the past almost 4 years, things have been pretty good. Things have been solid. And I started from like level one, entry level position, and now I'm at like the next level. And I really don't think that it's been terrible for my work life balance. I don't have a super intense work week that often where I'm working more than like upwards of 50 to 60 hours a week. Like that doesn't really happen to me that often. It exists. It happens to people. Like I've experienced that on projects before, but it's not consistent. And I can anticipate when those periods will come and I know those periods are gonna end. And so honestly, it hasn't been that bad. I will say that I know that I've just had a really good experience. I've been put on really good projects. I really work with people who value life, and I'm just so grateful to God that that's been in my experience. Like my brother was telling me, he was like, "That's why I think you're the only person who talks about your company in this positive way." Like everyone I hear talking about your company is like, "Oh no, I can't wait to get out. Oh no, I'm so glad I got out. Oh yeah, I would never do it again." He's like, "You're the only person who I hear positive things from." And so I really hope that it does encourage someone that it's not terrible. Like you can have a good time. And just really pray that you end up on projects that value your life and you'll be okay. Like it really, really, really can be good. So yeah, my work-life balance is completely fine. Okay, so the next reason why I think that consulting has been worth it for me is that is just really is what you make it. I've been able to be exposed to so many things, and I have so many opportunities to learn. There's not a ceiling to how involved you could get or how many certifications you can get, or how many trainings you wanna do, like, what skills you wanna learn. If you wanna really hone in and focus on getting marketing skills, you can do that. If you really wanna focus in on becoming a data engineer, you can do that at one place. Something that I would hear a lot from recruiters while I was in college, and even still at the firm, people will say things like, "I feel like I've worked at this XYZ consulting firm, and I've had multiple careers at the same company." People are there for 15, 20 years, and they've done so many different things, even though it's been a long time that they've been at the same firm, they haven't had the same job at that same place, and I think that that's so true. Like, now that I'm here, I think it makes so much sense how that is possible. I haven't done that. I've pretty much done the same thing from when I got here, but the option is there for me to pivot, and I think that's great, and I am in the middle of trying to do that now, which I think is really cool that I have the opportunity to do that. There's so many certifications that I can get if I seek them out, which is awesome. Like, I'm getting, my Databricks certification to be a data engineer. That was not on my list of things that I really plan to do or care to do, but I was like, "You know what? Let me tap into what they got going on," and now I have a new skill because of my job, and they pay for the certification, and that is fantastic. So, again, I think that goes into, like, if you don't know what you wanna do, but you can grind like, you're willing to grind out a consulting job, it will help you figure out what you wanna do because you have so many options, and when you figure out what you want to do, stay at the consulting firm a little bit longer to hone in those skills and develop them, man, and you're set. The next reason why consulting has been worth it for me is because I've learned so much on the job. I've become such a smarter person because I've been exposed to so many things. I think it's made me a stronger thinker, it's made me a stronger professional, and just all around, it's made me more well-versed about more things, which has kept my mind sharp. I would say, like, being in this type of environment, it keeps your mind sharp and keeps you actively learning rather than it being more of a mundane doing the same type of work every day, which I think is cool that if I really want a more intense period of work where I'm really grinding, I'm really learning, that is available to me, I can do that, and then if I want something a little bit more calm, I also have that option. Well, sometimes. Sometimes I have that option, and I think that's cool. I think, consulting really lets you push yourself. Moving along to the last reason why I think consulting has been worth it, it is because of the type of people that I'm able to connect with because of my job. Because I'm exposed to so many different industries and worlds and environments, I can connect with almost anybody about what they do for work. Like, the type of people I'm able to get along with and converse with and be knowledgeable about, and, like, I know that when they talk to me, they're like, "Oh, yeah, they're like, she understands what I do for work." So many people I can do that with, and I love it because I love when people can do that with me, and I've learned that it's not as normal or as common, but the way I'm able to connect with other people, the type of people that I meet is so fantastic. I really have described so many things as fantastic in this video, but I really do love connecting with people, and I love connecting with people on different topics. And so if I can relate, the more I can relate to people on real tangible things about their world and it connects to mine, I really love it because it deepens relationships. It allows me to build friendships faster and makes, I don't know if I said it already, but brings depth. I think it just brings more depth to even conversations I have with strangers. And I would say that part of me naturally is inclined to be like that, but also my job helps me to reinforce that rather than stifling me into one silo, you know? So yeah, that those really sum up my reasons why consulting has been worth it for me. Again, I'm really grateful that I've had a positive experience in this job. There has been some lows. There have been some very low lows. But I will say I probably only have cried once. Yeah, I would say I've only probably cried once on the job, and I was working from home, so it was not even that sad. Nope, it was twice. I've cried twice. But it's okay because that's only twice in 4 years. And honestly, for me, like, yes, there's been low lows, but there's also been a lot of highs. And I see these things, like the things that I mentioned that are positives, those are enough for me. those still bring value to my job and to my career and to my life in a way that it's worth it, and I'm really grateful for my experience. I think I've met some really amazing people, some people I really love, and I've learned a lot that I don't think I would have learned elsewhere. So, honestly, if you're considering doing it, I think it's worth a try. I think keep on doing research, talk to more people, talk to me about it, choose your firm wisely because I think the firm makes such a difference. That will make a really big difference for you. But I think if you're thinking about it, I think it's worth it to consider, and yeah, I'm very pro consulting, but of course, I 100% see why it's not for everybody. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like the video and let me know anything else that you'd like to see from me, and I will see you guys next time.